And I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Her name is Kayla Hobbs. She is a GED graduate, along with everyone here today, and she completed her GED in our Monroe campus on Old Charlotte Highway with Ms. Janet Hutchison. And at this time, I'd like for Kayla to come and speak. Thank you.
Everyone graduating here today has a goal in life. We also all have some sort of obstacle come between us and those goals. My goal ever since I was 11 years old was to become a lawyer. But 3 years ago, a little somebody came along, a little unplanned. And even though I had people telling me that I could do it, things were tough for me and I dropped out my junior year in high school. For a while, I had nothing but my son and the duties of a mother to occupy me. I watched painfully as my boyfriend and other peers graduated and started college without me. When I got tired of feeling left behind, I enrolled in the GED program, and with Ms. Hutchinson's help, I had my GED within a short 5 weeks. I started college courses on the SPCC campus in order to obtain my associate's degree a week later. Taking classes and meeting other people made me feel somewhat normal. It made me realize that I don't have to have life happen to me. I can make it go whichever way I want. I might need to swerve around my obstacles and set new and tangible goals, but I know I can do it. Since my big dream of becoming a lawyer fell through, I set a new goal to become a paralegal, and maybe one day, if circumstances allow it, I'll try out law school. For all of us, this is just a stepping stone to better jobs or higher education. I'm proud of myself and all of the names listed in the program who decide to give education and themselves a second chance. And I'm thankful for all the teachers and staff who have taken the time to give us this opportunity in this day.
At this time, I'd like to introduce another GED graduate. Her name is Elizabeth Rollins, and Elizabeth was a student in our Waxhaw program under Ms. Sandy Finn. And so at this time, Elizabeth Rollins.
Good afternoon, graduates, trustees, faculty, staff, families, and friends. Welcome and thank you for joining us today for the South Piedmont Community College graduation ceremony. I would like to start by congratulating the South Piedmont Community College Adult High School and GED class of 2011 for its accomplishments. I commend each and every one of you for not only having the courage to pursue your diploma, you also had the strength to see it through. I left Parkwood High School at the age of 18 in 2005. It is a mistake I truly regret. I lost my father at the young age of only 16, and I developed many health issues after his passing. I missed several days of school, and at the end of my 11th grade year, they would not honor all of my doctor's excuses. They wanted me to repeat the 11th grade again, in which I disagreed to. So I dropped out of Parkwood High School in May of 2005. My mother enrolled in South Piedmont Community College after being out of high school for 18 years. She did it for her job and because she wanted to finally have her high school diploma. She received her GED in December of 2003 and graduated from South Piedmont Community College. She inspired me and pushed me to get back into school and to receive my diploma. I decided to call South Piedmont Community College to find out about the GED program and to see what I needed to do to get on the right path to receive my high school diploma. It was only a few days later and I was enrolled in the GED program. I started my GED process in 2005, and through the years, a lot of things happened. I got married in 2007 to my high school sweetheart, Justin, and we moved to South Carolina, where we lived there for 2 years. I was working a full-time job and didn't have time for school then, but I always knew that I wanted to get back into school and finish soon. The year of 2010 came, and I knew that I was going to work hard and try my best to get back into school to receive that diploma. My husband took a new job at ATI Allback in August of 2010, and it was then that he told me that I could resign from my position from the Union County Public Schools and return to school. In October of 2010, I resigned from the school system and returned to school. My teacher, Miss Finn, my teacher, was thrilled to see me again and to see that I was there to obtain my diploma this time around and graduate. I was able to come to class every Monday and Tuesday night. I had time to study, and if I needed the extra help, I had time to get the help I needed. The GED program helped me accomplish many things, and through this process, I am able to be here today and share my success story with you all. Although earning my GED was a goal, it is not the end. Earning my GED was a proud moment for me and for those who encouraged me. I could easily stop here. However, earning my GED is the beginning of my journey. My final destination will be earning a degree in nursing from South Piedmont Community College. We often dream about many things, and usually they just remain dreams. I now have a dream that has turned into a reality. My time at South Piedmont Community College in Ms. Finn's class was a life-changing experience for me, along with each and every other student who earned a seat here today. We no longer have to look over our shoulders in the past. We can now look straight forward, focused directly on our future. I would like to close by first saying thanks to my husband for giving me the opportunity to finish school and to receive my GED. My mother for believing in me and for being the one to encourage me. She would always tell me, Beth, if I can do it after 18 years, so can you. Miss Finn for always giving me the best words of encouragement and helping me to receive my diploma. I would also like to thank the entire faculty and staff at South Piedmont Community College for the help and support you have given me and all of you other graduates here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. At this time, I'd like to introduce Stefany Ward. Stefany is a GED graduate from last year. She was a student of Kelly Stegall, and she and Ms. Stegall went to a state, North Carolina Community College state program called the Student Ambassador Program. And in that program, Stefany, with Ms. Stegall as her mentor, went through a full weekend of training and discussion about our program and how we can best get the word out to others in the community about how to come back to school, get your GED, and to encourage others to do that. Stefany completed her GED and is now enrolled at South Piedmont. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about that. And here she is, Stefany Ward.
Thank you. Life is sunshine and lollipops. That is until you wake up. Like most people that are seated here today, I've learned that lesson the hard way. I had an amazing mother, but my life never seemed to come out the easy way. I can imagine that everyone else has had these times when you thought that nothing would go right or that you might not get somewhere in your life. To that I say, look where you're sitting now. No matter what has been thrown your way, you have ended up in these seats, with your GED within a single grasp, within a single step. You have been successful, and no one will ever be able to take that moment of pride away from you. Today is about you, about furthering your education and being successful in whatever it is that you want to do most in your life. It was a year ago that I sat in these seats, where you are now, and I can remember clearly the anticipation and excitement that I had inside me. I never thought that I would be able to say I completed anything in my own life. I dropped out of school when I was 17, not really realizing how hard life would become for me. For the next few years, I was a hermit. I never left my house because I couldn't drive, and my mother worked many hours. I had no friends, no direction in life, and no hope for a real future. In those years, I was left to think over what had happened in my life. When I was younger, my father had died. His family had shunned me, and my mother's family didn't seem to care much either, so all I had was my mother. I became depressed and didn't really see how I could ever make something of my life. I never finished anything I started, and by the time I became 19 years old, I was convinced that I was worthless and would never have a chance at a real life. Well, this didn't really sit well with my mother, as you can imagine. And we just moved to Monroe. We lived just a few miles from South Piedmont. So upon a friend of hers recommendation, she drove me up to the school for the GED orientation, and I started my journey to receive my diploma. I I was placed in Mrs. Kelly Scott's class, and this was probably the best choice for me. Mrs. Scott really pushed me, something that I needed, and when I was struggling, she explained my problems in ways that I could understand. The thing is, I still didn't believe that I could pass all these tests. Each big one I took, I was convinced that I would fail. I thought I wasn't really good enough, and yet each one I passed with flying colors. My last test was math, and I'm sure some of you dreaded it just as much as I did. The same day that I took that test, though, I got my results that I had passed, and I was so happy that I felt like I could scream and jump for joy. Well, that actually was a little jumping in my seat, but we can keep that here. While graduating here and getting my GED could have been the highest point in my life, I continued to move on in my education. Thanks to my counselor, McKenna Stewart, I was accepted into a learning community program at SPCC, a program that if you get the chance to, I would really join. This program helped me transition from the basic skills department into college life with 2 easy classes. I made some of the most amazing friends and a group of people that I could always count on and help me when I needed it. Pride is not something that should come into play when it comes to your education. When you need help with something, it's better to ask than to not know and get it wrong. At SPCC, I had a support system of teachers and students who were all there to help me to make sure I succeeded at all of my endeavors. The summer learning program is not where I stopped, though. I managed to be picked to be the student ambassador for the basic skills department. And this is something that I am proud of because I get to share my story and help others who have been through struggles as well. I have gone from nothing to where I am now, and the point is, if I can make something of myself, so can you. Every single one of you have the chance here and now to make the decision to not stop with your GED or high school diploma. South Piedmont is an amazing school for anyone to go to. These are there are people everywhere willing to help you, but even if you decide to go to a different school, don't get discouraged. College is hard. I would be lying if I stood here and said, oh, it's easy and you'll never have any trouble at all. You'll have long nights, stressful days, and assignments that you're just ready to give up on, but don't. Life happens, and you'll always have things to happen to take you away from schoolwork. It happened to me this semester, but you can't let it get you down. This is your life to take by the horns and prove to everyone how smart and intelligent you really are. You got this far in your education, and all of us are here, and all of us here know that every single one of you could go even further. You started this journey by making a choice. The choice to go for your diploma and after whatever troubles you had in your life. You owe it to yourself and no one else to see how far you can truly go. We all have heard of life having road humps and obstacles to stand in your way. But it's your decision how to handle those difficult situations that settle the outcome. The fact that you're standing here today facing your opportunity by taking the chance to make something better for yourself proves that the wind is at your feet. Welcome, graduates, to your door of opportunity.